father's assassination.
We need justice now.
My name is Janis McDonald. I'm co-director of the Cold Case Justice Initiative at Syracuse University College of Law. We've been working for about 6 years helping because families asked us to help them to get some kind of justice for the deaths of their family members who were killed by Klan members.
My name is Johnny Chappelle. I'm the 10th child of Miss Johnny Chappelle. My mother, Johnny Chappelle, was killed March 23rd, 1964 in Jacksonville, Florida. Four white men set out to kill anyone that was black. They said, let's get a nigger. And my mother was just coming home from work. My mother had nothing to do with the civil rights marches at the time. She was simply trying to feed and support her family.
We've allowed too much stuff to go under the rug. Too many things that are unspoken, too many things that are hidden, too many things that we just want to say, let's just let bygones be bygones. And those who live with the pain and the suffering of the atrocities and the inhumanities and the injustice can't do that. There has to be resolve. There has to be a sense of closure. And I can kind of speak to that because I remember in 97, 98, when we as a family reopened our own investigation into our father's assassination because we as a family do not believe that James L. Ray was the assassin of our father.
We have announced today a 5 cities project where we're spreading out to Atlanta, to Memphis, to Nashville, Baton Rouge, Jackson, Mississippi, and Jacksonville, Florida, where our law students who are coming from all over the country will be working on 2 different things. One, they're going to be working on the problem that there has never been a full accounting of all of the people who were killed or disappeared during the civil rights era of 1955 to 1980, and that so they're going to try and do as much as they can on that. And in that regard, we've already found 196 cases of suspicious killings that aren't on the FBI's list. And we've turned that over to the Justice Department demanding investigations.
It's so difficult to speak about this because it's so dear to my heart. No justice 50 years later. My mother died thinking of her family in that ambulance. Said to my dad, Willie, take care of my children. She knew she was going to die. She felt it. My dad said, no, you're not going to die. But just beyond it got to the hospital, she passed away. After the death of my mother, the state, the city of Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, separated us from my father. They put us in the juvenile shelter. My father, after he was commissioned to take us down to the juvenile shelter, when he came out of the courtroom, he said, boys, you all won't be able to go home with Daddy. They had already taken my mother away from us. Now they're taking us from my father. Then, in the juvenile shelter, they split us up from one another. We had no one to fend for us. We had to fend for ourselves. And to this day, no one really have been charged with the real crime. Oh, they say one of the shooter went to jail for 3 years, and the other 3 in the car was released for some reason we don't know. But today they can be charged. And that's what we want, justice. That's what we want.
We need a truth and reconciliation.
That's right.
So it's commission here in America. We need an opportunity for people to really be able to come forward and to cleanse and purge, if not directly, on behalf of their loved ones who may have committed these atrocities, because we won't get beyond where we are at this point without it. It will continue to hold us hostage. And even though we'll think it was 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 150 years ago, you know, as the Bible verse says, the blood of your brother is crying out from the earth, and that blood will keep crying out, and it's gonna rise up and raise its ugly head. And we have an obligation in the spirit of Dr. King and Kingian nonviolence, as we call it, to bring this to the surface. And to deal with the hurt and the wound, and to get a justice, and have reconciliation.
We have said we will do everything we can. We will enlist all the help that we can enlist. And that includes the students who are working with us, and with your continued help. We will not let this go until we are prepared to say to you or to anybody, this is all we can do. We have overturned every leaf. We have given it our all. And that we have pledged to you.